Alright guys, welcome along to a bit of a X3M Monster Mash session here. With me on the blue team we've got our great leader Frodo von Cheeseberg and also Kintono in the BF 110, the heavy, and on the red team is Atheist Infidel, Cowboy Hi-Ho, Mer Egal and No Trace of Sanity. There's 3 games in this video. It was a total blast, all 3, getting all the X3M crew together. And yeah, just a bit of a fun one. Cruising north here to secure the military base. Going high, starting out with the heavies. We're in the American light fighter, the P-40 at tier 5, and I've been flying a lot of the American fighter line exclusively the last week or so. There's a good reason for that. All will become apparent in within the next week, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, in the meantime, cruising back to the middle now that all the targets have been taken out at the military base, letting the ground pounders do their work, and going in and looking for some. Well, I tend to look for the reds first when I come to the middle because that's they're obviously a lot more threatening than the white guys. So we've got Cowboy over there, scooting off in his P38. And here comes Mer, and I'm just gonna keep my speed and keep going. I'm not getting into any turn fights just yet, and we're gonna loop back over, and No Trace tailing me there. Fortunately that kind of got me out of Mer's way, but now they're both onto me, chucking into the dive now and trying to get some speed up, and throwing on the distress call. With that dive though, it seems like we've got enough speed out of it to get out of the way, so that's cool. We can scoot out, regroup and go for another pass. There's no way these Spitfires are going to catch me. Or is there? And yep, you can see the climb now. I'm out of boost, and that Spitfire is definitely catching up with me. And yeah, shame on me. Not enough speed to get away with that one, and no hope of surviving a turn fight against the Spitfires. So we'll chalk that one up to the boys. Mer and No Trace. So pretty keen to get back into the action now. It was not the best start that I was looking for. So we've got Atheist Infidel there, and who's that? Probably Mer or No Trace. Yeah. No Trace being the more tempting target of the two with less health and in a pretty low energy state there. So give Mr. Yankee a hand and put some pressure on and see if we can catch up to the Tomahawk in Atheist Infidel. Getting a pretty good pass there, pretty confident that he's going to be distracted and chuck on the flip and keep piling on the damage. Mr. Yankee finishing it up for us. Thank you. Looking pretty good. We've got 3 out of 5 secured. And now I'm just looking for prime targets really. Don't normally go for the ground pounders in these kind of planes, but when they're on low health like that, it's just a bit too hard to sort of pass up. That'll be enough. That fire should be enough to finish up. Yes, it is. And here's Mur up real high. Bit wary of losing too much speed here, but we'll definitely try and catch up to him until we see no trace there in a very dangerous position. So fortunately he wasn't going after me and I'm able to pop up underneath him. Here comes Mur with a big dive. I'm going to jump out of that one, thank you. And we really should be stalling out here, but fortunately get the nose back on the level, and Mr. Mur is going to be in trouble there. Another player down there in the F4U. Swoop in on him, see if we can cause him a bit of a headache. Careful not to hit the ground. Another swoop back. We do have another light fighter in the area that I'm sort of wary of, but with the F4U distracted, he's an easy target. See if we can get some more altitude and help out over here. We've got a couple of ground pounders and a multi-roll, and yeah, I thought there were some more fighters coming back in. Not really a good position to be in here, sort of heading towards the fresh respawn reds. Here comes Mur. Not interested in a head on himself, so I'm going to take advantage of that and hop on the tail. Sorry, Mur. Ignore me at your peril. Yep. Couple of ground pounders. Tidy them up. Bomber up there, definitely try and get some altitude. Might not get to the bomber. Here comes No Trace again. Going wide, making sure he's not going to lock onto me. When I see him firing at someone else, I know I'm all good to go. And yeah, those machine guns, they will get the job done at close range, that's for sure. And we've got AI up there. Again, way too much height advantage over me, so I've got to be careful about climbing too fast. Keeping an eye on them. They've got the base flip back, so that puts the pressure on us. It's quite a close game at this point. Getting the pepper onto Atheist there. He's cottoned onto the game, but he's had his work cut out for him. A few defense aircraft left over. Try and get this base flip back on the blue side.
Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
Here comes Mur. Get out of his way. And see if we can loop back over. Hopefully he's not going to get on my tail. No, he's got another couple of blue players giving him heaps of grief, so it makes this one pretty easy. Swooping in there. And that should be enough to get us over the line here. Still pretty close game. Just looking for the next target. Don't want to go for that ground pounder unless I can help it. But not much else on the go, so may as well rack up a few more points before the end of the match. Easy. Quick chat with the boys. One more GP, but not too important now. Diving in, close to max speed here. Getting all those extra damage points from the dive. Picking up grade 3 and a Guardian, that'll do nicely. Go with the Akamatsu. Alright, stepping up a tier here. Going up to the P51 Alpha. And in the blue corner we've got Frodo, Yuri von Neff, Mer Egal, and Puff. And in the red corner we have Atheist Infidel, Joso 47, Kintono, and No Trace of Sanity. All X3M crew. And see what's on offer here. Climbing up is always the best thing to do when you're in a Mustang. At the start, cruising into the middle, once again, not too concerned about the whiteys, going for the red targets here. Just seeing who pops up and trying to pick my first target. Little disciplinary text to Mer there. Seem to think that crashing early is a good way to start. And it looks like we've got Kintono here on another target, so getting a few little hits there and carrying on through. Not going to stick around for any Spitfire retaliation just yet. Go for a loop though now that he's turned off, and we can swoop back in. There goes Frodo and Yuri, both excellent players. Good to have in your own team, that's for sure. Back to the middle now, let's see what's here. And it's Mr. Yankee, probably the most threatening target in the middle, so we'll go in for a swoop. We've got all this excellent speed here, up to 750 kph. And he's hunting down our ground pounder. Now, he's in a very reduced energy state here, so I can get to work. But looks like someone's on my own tail and has got the fire started. So it's time to bug out. Luckily not taking too much damage there, but we've still got a big fire. And there go the engines, so that's big trouble for us. Looks like we did break clear though, which is just lucky. Pitching down again to try and get some speed back, but here comes the bots just to make my life that little bit much more miserable. And it looks like I'm out of luck here. Now, if if you can replicate that one, I'd like to see you try. Yeah, the old boundary turn there. Looks specky, didn't really help much in the end. Joso coming in and doing a good job there.
We've taken over the forward airfield.
2-to-1 sectors here, so good start. Having a bit of trouble typing there. Jumping back into the middle, and what do we got? No trace in the yak. Yaks can certainly hit pretty hard when they want to, the old Yak 9, but no trace got his sights fixed on someone else there, so makes for an easy pickup. Flipping back over, we've only got one red in the middle here, so not too much to worry about at the moment, especially when you've got Frodo and everybody else wrecking the place. The Reds have flipped back, they've got both the rocket bases now, so the pressure is definitely back on us here to reply. Climbing easily in the Mustang and getting under this bomber. Nearly made a meal of it, but got it done. And B-17 Line him up. Give him heaps. Job well done. Spitfire low and slow. Let's give him a go.
From the military base. Take action.
And Atheist got his targets fixed there as well. Another easy one. Back up again. More altitude. Speed is life, and altitude is life insurance. And here comes No Trace, just waiting to see whether he was going to have a look at me or not. Seeing as he chose not to, it's an easy pickup for me. And we need to flip this base, so we've got a couple of defense heavies here. No problemo for the Mustang.
Be advised, the enemy is
Careful not to get in front of that second bow fighter there. Nicely done. Back to 2-1. The Reds have got the advantage still though, so we have to press on here. Mr. Yankee up and over. Targeting the bomber there, so that's good news for me. And he's not even going to bother trying. He said he'd rather respawn, and that's fine with me. I've flown with AI many times, and I know what a great pilot is, so he's definitely on top of the list here. Tono. I do not want to tangle with the Spitfire, so I'm going to gun it and try and get out of range here. Throw a spin or two. Atheist impressed with his own work there. And looks like I've got two fighters inbound here, so in a bit of trouble. Going to try and climb and turn, but the Mr. Yankee and his P-51's not going to have any trouble keeping up with me, of course. The one thing I do have going for me is the fact that this plane is almost fully spec. I suppose you call it advanced spec, one stop short of ulti-spec, and just waiting for Mr. Yankee to run out of gas and able to hop on the tail here.
The military base has been captured by the enemy. Shape up, pilots.
Alright. The Reds have still got the advantage here, so they've obviously been fighting very hard, knocking out Quintono's engine there and getting some help from Yuri. Alright, we get the second base back on our terms there. In retrospect here, I probably should have went over straight for the remaining base there and tried to flip that, because it looks like the Reds have got enough advantage here that they might still secure the win. Breaking off there, but yeah. All over Red Robo, well done to the red team. Alright, stepping up to tier 7 in the P51D this time. On my side I've got Atheist Infidel, Cowboy Hi-Ho and Mer Egal. Shout out to Cowboy for helping me try and take on the ever dangerous combination that is VBAT and Postal Monkey on the weekend. That was great fun. Cowboy was kind enough to step in with a flight against those guys and try and take them on. And on the red team this time is Frodo von Cheeseberg, Kintono and No Trace of Sanity, all representing X3M. So let's see what's on offer on this one. Picking up a bomber here. There's only 2 bombers and a multi-roll, so not too much to worry about just yet in the middle. Cruising past there with a pretty decent pass. Up and over. And jumping in on this FW190. Fire would just about be enough to get rid of him. There he goes. Mer helping out there. Thanks, Mer. Alright, altitude and a whole bunch of reds spawning back in. The specialist plane there I think belongs to... well, there's 2 obviously, but one of them is Frodo in his Spitfire, and Frodo has uploaded that video as well, so I'll link to that in the description below. You can check out Frodo's video. Excellent pilot. And you'll see why very shortly. Meanwhile, Kintono in his P51D wants to give me a chase. I'm going to try my usual trick, the turn and climb. Try and burn him out of steam there. He goes for a dive, picks up some more speed, but I haven't managed to get the advantage just yet, so I'm going to pull up again. While he's turning horizontally, I'm going to turn vertically. Still not quite able to get guns on target there. Just keep looping. I generally tend to loop turn in the Mustang if I can. Just helps you slow down at the top of the turn, and with the grunty engine that the Mustang has, it's very happy to do those vertical turns. So dodging that bomber, and we finally managed to catch up with Kintono. And he's under a bit of strife. Going for a horizontal one, seeing as he's going over this time. Trying to cut him off. Still not quite enough to finish up the job here, so one more pass should do it. There we go. And trying to catch up with this Mosquito now. No problemo. We've got Frodo, the mighty Frodo. Here he comes. Looks like he's climbing up to meet me, so I probably should have dived past him first and done a pass there, but he's got a pretty good hit on me. He has run out of steam though, and I've got him right where I want him. And we'll scratch that one up to me this time. Kintono though, coming in for some sweet revenge there and finishing up the deal. Very nice. Looks like Blue have secured a pretty good advantage here with 4 out of 5 sectors secured so far. Jumping back in on the boost, keen to get back into the middle and see what's what. Grabbing some more altitude on the way. But perhaps not enough altitude in retrospect. Having a look, seeing what's going on down here. Kintono there, probably the biggest threat at the moment. But it looks like Cowboy's got him occupied, so we'll swoop in and try and give Atheist a hand here. The old Mosquito. Yep, that dive pass is really all you need in the Mustang. One good swoop is often enough to do it. Now, here comes Frodo, and he's got the height advantage, so that's, first of all, that's not good news for me. He is preoccupied though. That is good news. But oh well. Well, that went better than I was expecting. Taking a little damage here, but not really enough to warrant me changing course, though now I've lost my engine and Kintono is on the chase and I'm in deep trouble. Going for the dive now and throwing in some turns because I'm under so much fire. Just trying to shake him off a little bit to buy myself some time, but yeah, in a great deal of trouble here. Trying to use some terrain, but it's really not enough. And Frodo coming in for some sweet revenge there.
Victory is in sight.
We're ahead in points here, but we've lost our possession advantage, so there's still a bit of work to be done here.
Unable to proceed. Return into base. Do you copy?
Head over to this base that's just about flipped to see if I can help here. But I figure it's got enough blues that they'll get that job done pretty quickly, and we'll cruise back to the middle and see if we can do some more handy work over here. There's Kintono. There's Frodo. Getting a clip on Kintono here, but I've sacrificed all my speed getting involved in this dogfight, and Frodo is no fool, he's not going to miss that opportunity, and he's got me out after the scoreline, so all I can do is wait and see what happens here. Cross my fingers. And we are dropping like flies, the blue team here. Red really pushing their case here. And we're down to a hope and a prayer. We've got one player in a B-32. He's probably our best hope at the moment. If he can stay alive a little while longer, we'll get the distance. And yeah, looks like we'll just get over the line here. So thanks guys if you've made it this far. Thanks to all the X3M crew. Looking forward to the next one. Keep flying high guys.